this is the first time we have been alone at the agency, Yuma.
Huh. Now that you mention it, I guess you're right. I know. How about I make you some coffee? Or would you prefer some tea instead?
Which is which again?
Huh? What do you mean by that?
How to put this? One is dark and the other a bit pale. Which is coffee and which is tea again?
What? Anyway, the darker one is coffee.
Oh, it is? Now that you mention it, that sounds right. However, this is quite troubling. There are far too many moments in my life where I cannot tell things apart. Just like with coffee and tea, I cannot tell the difference between an elevator and escalator, or left and right, or the day after tomorrow and the day before yesterday. I cannot differentiate many things.
That sounds rough.
Oh, there is more. Until recently, I thought paying reparations meant you were paying a repairman.
That's a new one.
She's such an airhead. I'm surprised she's managed to survive for so long.
Fubuki, have your misunderstandings ever gotten you into trouble?
Trouble. I suppose when all is said and done, I have managed fairly well. Oh, there was one thing.
Really? If you don't mind, can you tell me about it?
Yes, of course. Back when I was around 10 years old. In the neighborhood where my mansion is located, a rumor was spreading about a high school student who could fly. I hoped it was true and wished to meet him, so I went for a visit. However, he could not in truth fly, but was rather considered something called a flight risk.
At this point, it sounds like a comedy skit.
Oh, well, it gets worse. He was more than a mere delinquent. People considered him an extremist. Upon discovering I was the daughter of the Clockford family, he kidnapped me and barricaded us away.
Barricaded?
Yes, he demanded the government revise the Constitution if they wished me to be returned safely.
So, what happened after that?
It was quite a while back, so I cannot really remember. In the end, the laws were changed a bit, and I was released.
The laws were... what? It makes sense a master detective, or rather a member of the Clockford family, would have such ridiculous stories. Being unable to tell coffee and tea apart should have been the least of my worries.
Master, you and Fubuki seem to have grown closer.
Thank you kindly for keeping me company today. Because of you, Yuma, I have experienced takoyaki for the very first time.
Oh, it's nothing. I'm surprised you wanted to try some in the first place.
Oh? Why is that surprising? Could it be that my face resembles takoyaki, so you believe I am a cannibal?
That's not at all what I'm saying. You don't look anything like takoyaki anyway. It's just that you grew up like a princess. You even got kidnapped because of it. That's why I didn't expect you to want to try takoyaki.
Ah, so that is what you meant. But I am not as high class as you might think. My daily life is rather ordinary.
I sincerely doubt it.
Is that so? It truly felt plain to my eyes.
Well then, can I ask you a few questions? It helped me get an idea of what it was like for you growing up.
Very well, if that is what is required to satisfy you. You can ask me anything, including my measurements or the password to my bank account.
No, I don't need to ask about those. Anyway, to start off, how many rooms did your home have?
How many rooms? I never really considered it. First the kitchens. There were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I am beginning to grow confused. My apologies. I am not very good at counting such large numbers.
No, that's more than enough for me. There's really no point in asking any more questions, but this is getting kinda fun. Next up, what sort of car did your parents own?
Their car? Unfortunately, there were no cars at our home.
Huh? That's hard to believe. Do you know what cars are? They have 4 wheels and move on roads.
Yes, I have seen them around the city. But none of those tiny, cute mobile huts were anywhere near my home.
Mobile huts? I'm guessing the cars at Fubuki's place are on a completely different scale. Okay, last one. What's the most expensive gift you've ever received?
A gift? Well, I am unsure how expensive it was, but the one that made me happiest was when I went with my family to look at the stars.
Huh? Stars?
On my birthday, my father told me a star would shine especially bright. I watched it with my mother and father. That time spent together was the greatest gift I have ever received. My parents are such busy people. I rarely saw them as a child. Oh? Is something wrong?
After asking so many petty questions, I feel real ashamed of myself. Even if you are rich, you're still you.
I am myself? That is true, I suppose. But Yuma, what sort of person do you think I am?
What do I think of Fubuki? Well, that's simple. You're honest. You may be rich and ditzy, among other things. But the foundation of who you are is your honesty.
Well, I am not sure I would say I am honest myself, but it makes me happy to hear you say it.
You're honest. Otherwise, you wouldn't have said the time spent stargazing with your parents was your favorite gift.
Oh, that reminds me. After we looked at the star, my father purchased it for me.
Huh?
I am unsure how expensive that may have been, but I am certain that is the biggest gift I have ever received.
Considering how honestly surprised I am by all this, I must have been a lowly commoner before losing my memories.
Master, you and Fubuki seem to have grown even closer. One meat bun, please. Oh wait, I'm invisible.
Thank you so much for spending time with me today. That was a splendid adventure.
That's a little much. We were just out for a walk.
Nonsense. Even if this was an ordinary walk for you, it was a proper adventure for me. This was also my first time using a vending machine and witnessing stray mice.
I see. Fubuki really has lived a sheltered life. Even everyday things are exciting for her.
I wonder if all her so-called adventures are like this.
Fubuki, you said you're an adventure detective, right? What kind of adventures have you gone on?
Do you mean what they were like?
Yeah. Would you mind sharing any that left a strong impression on you?
Well, the major one was the first time I explored what is known as a supermarket. Now, it is far too early for you to appear bored already. Did you know? These supermarkets have hundreds, even thousands of different items lining their shelves. And yet all the employees there appear to know exactly where each one is located. I cannot begin to imagine the sort of training they had to undertake to obtain such a skill. Based on my findings, I suspect that supermarket employees have abnormally developed sections of their brains. Well, is that not exciting?
Sorry. I don't think supermarkets are exciting at all.
I see. I knew it! What about this? One time, I was undercover while investigating a tribe of nudists in the Amazon when they saw through my disguise.
What? That really happened?
Of course. Is something wrong?
Nothing. It just surprised me. That sounds like a real adventure.
I see. So that is what an adventure is to you, Yuma. How educational.
Wait, you were undercover in a nudist tribe and got caught?
Is there something interesting about that?
Never mind, it's nothing. I gotta stay calm. Stay calm. Were you all right? Were you in any danger?
I was fine. The nudists were kind-hearted. Even though they caught me, they treated me very well. They said that even if I was investigating them, displaying our naked bodies to one another meant we were all family.
Naked bodies? How nice of them. Fubuki really thinks a trip to the supermarket and visiting a naked tribe in the Amazon are on the same level. Everything about her makes zero sense to me.
Master, you and Fubuki seem to have grown even closer!
Hey, Fubuki, there's something I've always wanted to ask you.
Yes, what is it? I would tell you anything, Yuma. Even the password to my bank account.
No, I don't need your password. It's nothing like that. I'd like to know more about the Clockford family. You've mentioned them before, but I still don't quite get it.
I see. So you wish to learn more about my family. I do not mind. I will tell you everything I know. But first, how much do you already know about them?
What I know about your family is... they're in charge of keeping the world standard for time.
Yes, that is a correct assessment.
What does that entail anyway? I can barely comprehend something on such a scale.
How should I explain it? For example, it is exactly like deciding to call an apple an apple. Does that make it easier to understand?
No, now I'm even more confused.
Oh, really? Let me try to explain it another way then. To manage the world's standard of time means we manage what year, what month, what day, what minute, and what second it currently is on Earth. As an extreme example, so long as the Clockford family dictates it, we could move the date 10 years ahead or back.
That's quite a powerful privilege to have.
Indeed. It means we could make everyone in the world grow older or younger. Although they are just numbers on paper.
That's incredible. I can barely follow along. Wouldn't it be possible to mess up the whole world by abusing such power?
Indeed. We could tear it apart, chew it up, and spit it right out. But the Clockford family would not do such a thing. We protect the world's time to ensure that never happens.
Protecting the world's time. Sounds like a daunting challenge.
Yes, it is indeed a heavy responsibility for my family, if I do say so myself. Even 100 elephants would be considered lighter.
Your family is tasked with such an important responsibility. I'm surprised they let their daughter join the WDO. Even if it's to help you learn more about society, it's far too dangerous.
Yes, you are right about that. Although I have not been told officially, my parents do consider me the next head of the family. Permitting the successor to join the WDO would certainly be nothing short of insanity.
Oh, so you think so too?
I do. But alas, I had no choice. You know how I can be a bit of an airhead at times?
She's an airhead all the time.
Yeah, maybe from time to time.
They said they could not entrust the world's time to a daughter who is so ignorant. They would rather send me to the outside world to survive on my own than keep me blind to reality. Which is why my parents made the difficult decision of enrolling me in the WDO.
Wow.
It was to be expected. The continuation of the Clockford family is more important to the world than my own life.
She said it so casually. I'm sure Fubuki has experienced so much as the daughter of the Clockford family. She must have been exposed to many things regular people couldn't even imagine.
Still, my mother and father were right.
What?
I learned numerous things about society after joining the WDO. I have already grown far past who I once was. Compared to who I was before I joined, I am a completely new person now.
It terrifies me to think she was even more airheaded than she is now.
Master, you and Fubuki seem to have grown even closer.
It's so massive. Just what is going on in there?
No. I am sorry to have called you here, Yuma.
It's okay. What's wrong? You said you wanted to talk.
Well, about that, perhaps, maybe... Yuma, I believe I may be in love with you, romantically.
Huh?
What?
Oh? Did you not hear me? Then I shall say it again. I may be in love with you romantically, Yuma.
What?
What? Whenever I think of you, my heart feels warm and fuzzy. It's so anguished as well. I thought maybe this is the romantic feeling that people keep talking about.
That's impossible! Totally impossible! There must be some confusion. Maybe your mind is playing tricks on you. Someone as attractive as you would never fall for someone like me.
Oh, do you really think so? I find you quite an attractive man, Yuma.
I can't believe you think that.
Hey! Quit being all happy about it!
Well, I did not bring you here today to confess these feelings to you. Rather, if these truly are romantic feelings, I wish to thank you for them.
Huh? Thank me?
To tell you the truth, I have never had romantic feelings for anyone until now. I have had an arranged fiancé ever since I was little. Due to that, I subconsciously kept myself from falling for anyone. Although I yearned for those feelings of love, I knew I must not harbor them. I worried I would never fall in love. I have always felt such disappointment in myself because of it. But now, I have fallen for you and can experience what it is like. So, I wish to thank you for helping me learn what romance is. That is all. I just wanted to give my thanks.
Oh, in that case, I'm glad I could help. I guess? But wait, don't you have a fiancé? Having feelings for someone else is just going to end up making you sad.
Not at all. I have decided to talk to my father about turning down my arranged marriage.
Really? Are you sure? After all, wasn't that decided by the Clockford family?
Of course, it is vital to defend our family traditions and to obey my parents. All my life, I have lived with that as my highest priority. But now, I have decided to forge my own future. I have been thinking about it ever since I started working with you all at the agency.
I see. She's choosing her own future. I'm glad she can look at it that way. I'm happy for her. But even still, I think you may be mistaken about your feelings for me.
Are you sure? It is true I have zero experience with romance, so I cannot say for certain. Well then, how about this? Once I am able to confirm with certainty that my feelings are romantic in nature, then at that moment, will you hear my confession once more?
I don't know what to say. It has to be a misunderstanding. There's no way you have feelings for me, Fubuki.
How do you know that? Please allow me to decide my own feelings.
I'm sorry. You're right. If she wants to confess to me again, then... Well, if you really do have romantic feelings for me, then... sure.
Thank you very much. Please, consider your response for when I next confess my love for you.
Would that mean I become heir to the Clockford legacy? No way, it has to be a misunderstanding. It has to be, right?
Master, you and Fubuki have forged the ultimate bond together. Good for you, Master. I'm happy for you.